What's up, y'all? I'm gonna make this real quick. People love to say that Bitcoin is decentralized. You hear it all the time. It's free from Wall Street, free from governments, free from control. It can't be manipulated. But lately, if you've been paying attention, it's kind of been moving like the stock market at times. So here's my real question. If Bitcoin is supposed to be independent, why does it sometimes react like just another stock? Well, I'm gonna break it down for you, okay? When we talk about decentralization, we're talking about the code. Nobody can change how Bitcoin works. Not the Fed, not any company, not the government, not the banks, not even the biggest holder. But the market, different story, guys. Because even in a decentralized system, the price still depends on who's holding the bag and how they move it. Let's talk about the early days when everyone was getting Bitcoin. It was all about retail, regular folks buying a few $100 worth of Bitcoin, holding and stacking sats, that's Satoshis, believing in the vision. But over time, of course, things have changed. And enter the big boys. They're in the building now. Now you got the hedge funds, ETFs, public companies holding billions in Bitcoin. And when they move, guys, of course, you know, the market listens. Now we know they can't change Bitcoin's code, but they can absolutely move the price. Let me talk about how it usually works. They buy quietly through OTC deals, so they don't drive the price up. Then when things start heating up, they sell into strength, which is our weakness. And what I mean by that is that they sell when the market is feeling confident and FOMO is like super high. And that's exactly when retail traders are the most vulnerable. And what this does is it triggers fear, liquidations, panic selling. You know, regular retail traders exit, the price drops hard. And those same institutions, guess what they do? They buy it right back at a discount. And that's not illegal. That's just the same playbook that Wall Street has always used. And you need to know this, if you don't by now. All it is now being applied to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin actually dips right alongside the stock market, that's not coincidence. It's the same money, the same algorithms, and the same capital flows moving both. When investors go risk off, they sell anything volatile, tech stocks, crypto, and anything with big swings. And to some in their eyes, Bitcoin is still a risk asset, not digital gold, at least not yet. And yeah, you notice I'm rocking a Nautique hat today, because in these markets, guys, you gotta know how to steer through the waves. Stick with me. I wanna paint a picture. The market's an ocean. On the surface, it looks random, but under the water, the currents are being pushed by big ships. Those are the institutions. And the retail traders, which are you and I, we're the smaller boats trying to ride that wave, trying to ride that same current without flipping over. So when a small number of players hold a big piece of the supply, of course their moves have way more impact. Even small adjustments to their portfolios make big market swings. And then when you add in leverage, bots, and emotions, get out your feelings. Suddenly the price just looks like it's reacting to everything. So yes, guys, in reality, Bitcoin is decentralized in code, but in ownership, not so much. And in my opinion, that's the real issue. It's kind of ironic that the asset that's built to escape centralized control is not partly driven by it. That can't last forever. That won't last forever. The more people who self-custody, the more adoption that spreads, the more Bitcoin gets used for real world transactions, the harder it becomes to control. But I have another question when it comes to that. Do you believe that that will happen, like actually be used for real world transaction? Because I mean, I haven't sold mine since buying at 15,000. And I mean, I was buying at 60 before it dropped, you know, dollar cost averaging. But I've just been holding it. You know, my long term is to use it for leverage in some type of way. I don't know how, but I'm definitely not using it for transactions. Maybe if it was broken down to Satoshis. But I don't know. That's another video. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. I mean, if it's supposed to be like digital gold, I don't see anyone using gold for everyday transactions. I'm just saying. I'll just leave it there. Let me wrap it up, guys. Bitcoin's design is decentralized. However, ownership is still concentrated. And that's why it sometimes moves like the stock market. So when you see those price swings, don't just look at the chart. Look at who's behind the moves. What is the news? I'm just saying, pay attention. And just to be clear, these are just my thoughts, my opinions. I'm sure you probably have a different one. What do you think? Will Bitcoin ever truly separate from Wall Street? Or is this just how the system evolved? If this gave you something to think about, make sure you hit subscribe, drop a comment, share it with someone. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep staring steady. I think I'm gonna play golf. I'm gonna go play some golf, guys. Catch y'all on the next one. I'm not even a golf player.